Yeah, you know what time it is. It's time for Beau and Nick, the losers with a dream. What a waste of time. Yep, they're losers. You're listening, so who's the freaking loser, people? Welcome to Beau and Nick's Losers with a Dream. Yeah, I freaking hate them so much. They're lucky they're funny because they suck at everything. You're listening. The question is, why?
You, dude. It's fucking terrible.
Hello and welcome to the Losers with a Dream podcast. We're on steroids today.
Yep.
For real. This one.
I know.
We are losers. Well, we are losers.
Yes.
I'm kind of a loser too. We'll talk about that later.
We have big old dreams.
I have none. I've deleted all my dreams. I'm sitting in Shelton, Connecticut with you two doing a podcast.
Yeah, this is...
A mirror was held up to my face today that I'm a loser. So I'm getting a fucking shirt. Introduce me. Because people don't know who I am
first
anymore.
And foremost,
so please.
I'm Nick Scopoletti. I'm your host. Follow me at Nick Scopes on Instagram. To the left here is Beau McDowell.
That's right.
Tell them how they can follow you
At
and where.
Beau McDowell Comedy everywhere.
And how do they spell it?
We don't know. We don't care
B-E-A-U.
anymore.
Because
If
of
they
French.
listen to me, Beau.
Yes.
If they don't know your name by now,
It's true.
they don't deserve to follow you.
That's right. You guys don't deserve
Don't
it.
follow Beau is the message.
Speaking of knowing names, you know her
Or you maybe don't, because no
as
one
the
does
queen
anymore.
of culottes, the ballroom dancing bitch, the fitness influencer. Now she's a real fitness influencer because she's jacked up on steroids.
Oh my God.
And she knows what it's like to fucking ride the lightning. And not use food or drugs and alcohol or pussy shit. Use real stuff. Woo!
Well, you didn't say my name.
Lisa Lampanelli.
Oh, yeah. So, and by the way, before you think I'm on roids for real,
Yeah.
here's what happened. I was having a hobby, I thought. I was having a hobby, and I said, oh, look at those weeds, because apparently my landscapers ghosted me for 2 months. We paid the bills. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So I was like, that'd be cute to, like, pull some weeds. Yes.
Yeah.
So I get a garbage bag. I'm pulling weeds. 2 days later, I go, oh, mosquito bite. All over the place. Ends up, I'm freaking poison ivied out. My
Yep.
doctor gave me steroids. I gotta tell you, Nick, this steroid makes you not sleep, so I'm all jacked up right now. And in a bad mood.
How are
And
your
by the way,
balls?
I'm still fucking itching my balls.
They're pretty small. I gotta
My
look at them.
nutsack is enormous. How dare you, sir? No, I'm telling you, it sucks because it's still itchy, but I know it's
Yeah.
gonna work. But
Yeah,
it
no,
just blows.
Yeah, it'll work.
Yeah,
It's
whatever. It'll work for you.
Well, this is
Not.
different type of steroids, but you know.
Yeah,
It's,
well,
Yeah, it
all-
really
it's in
worked
the
for
same
him.
family.
Yeah.
Why don't next week we?
Cameras are on, right? All right, just checking. So,
Oh my
you
God!
know, usually Lisa isn't here for our first segment, but I'm
No, yeah.
excited.
We're changing all that because I have a feeling a lot of people would love to hear from me from the beginning. Subscribe, rate, repeat, review, do it all. That's shampoo, and but if you don't like me being on in the beginning, let us know, and we'll do fuck all about it because I don't care. Because I'm angry
Letter
and we
to
need
the
to do
We're in
it.
this marriage for life, dude, until one of us dies.
So
This is how we're
lead
doing.
into our first
So
segment.
our first
Nick.
segment, as always, is the mental health check-in. Now, we don't do scale of 1 to 10. We are not boring. We are artists.
True.
We are?
Mostly Lisa.
Really?
Yeah. We are artistic. So we're going to do the mental health check-in.
Yeah.
Okay. And Lisa's joining us for this. She requested.
Yeah, so we have to let her go first.
We got to let her go first.
No, I think you should go first. Let's go in age order. So
Okay.
how old are you,
You're
Nick?
first.
How old are you, Nick?
33.
How old are you, Beau?
Okay, 28.
All right, let's let
Beau's
Beau go
first.
first. Okay.
Okay.
You're the headliner. Right?
But remember, make it short, because I got a lot to say.
Hey, hurry up.
Okay, all right. I feel like Bruce Almighty because I'm trying to control the world and it's not working.
Yes.
I just want everything to go my way and absolutely nothing is going my way. So That's pretty much where I'm at. It's just like every time I push, it's not working. It's not happening. No matter what I say to these fucking people, they're not listening. So it just doesn't matter. Like the world's going to keep spinning with or without me. So I'm going off the deep end. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just sick of trying to help people that don't want help.
Wow.
And that's my life right now. Just trying to help people that are not interested in anything,
Can only do so much, bro.
Yeah, you fucking do what you can
much.
for these people, and you just...
Then you gotta let it go, man.
So I'm Brucey.
Let go and let God. Ooh, slogan time.
Listen, guys, when I go to the gym, I think about Jesus and rock and roll.
Yes, who doesn't? And that's the only people who can help the people in Beau's life. Jesus and rock and roll.
Those are the only two things that'll work. So now it's on to me, the feature act. So I feel my mental health check-in.
Yes.
Okay. This doesn't have a name, but remember that everyone knows that scene in Superbad, right?
Yes.
They're in the
Sure.
back, and those guys are blowing coke, and the one guy just goes, "I've been waking up every day praying for a fight." That's what I feel like, dude. I want to fight somebody I have so much suppressed rage, man. It's insane. Like the music I listen to when I lift is horrifying. Like it's just like I shouldn't. I'm like, wow.
What's your playlist?
Oh, I mean, it starts light. It starts with like Queen and fun shit. And like DMX is a little darker, and then it's like this band called Hatebreed from Connecticut.
Okay, yeah, that says it.
It's like, fuck yeah. And like Kill Switch Engage and Lamb of God and like Rick's having a boner off camera, dude. These are all hard shit.
Yeah,
That's what I've been feeling like, dude. Just like in that scene when they're like, my brother came here all the way from Scottsdale, Arizona tonight. You're going to sing.
You're going to sing, man.
And that's when he sings,
Jimmy's brother.
These eyes for you.
These eyes.
These eyes have seen a lot of love, but they're never going to see another love like I have with you.
It's so good.
Well, I'm glad me being here didn't like distract from your chemistry because you two really an on-screen. We have our first on-screen kiss. I think that was fantastic. Oh my
Next,
god!
oral's next.
Yes.
Do you think this anger will pass?
No.
Okay, so you think that's it for you?
Resigned.
No, I have a steady. I think we talked about this at like our diner visits. I have like a steady like an underlying like there's
a
like
little rage underneath.
Yeah, but I do a
You're
good.
not not pleased with the world there, Nick.
No, but I do a good job of like just being like. Well, it goes into our topic we'll talk about later perfectly today. I have like little bits of like
because sometimes you don't do it seamlessly. Sometimes you force it. So I'm glad this was seamlessly met.
white knuckling it, as you said. I think about that term that you've said, and I was like, yeah, sometimes you just gotta fucking
I know.
white knuckle shit. It's okay.
Grit it out.
I'm fine with being enlightened and all that stuff. But sometimes you just gotta fucking
Yeah. Have you ever punched a person though?
Yes.
How'd it go?
Unfortunately, I pushed him and he was falling backwards, and I just got like the thing.
Did you knock him out of his wheelchair, or how'd that?
And do you call him
And I was
dad?
about dude, I can just go like this to my dad. It's all you see him waddle around.
I know that.
I did this to him once, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Okay, sorry." Like,
Oh
almost
my
tipped
God.
over.
Poor
He's top
dad.
heavy. His legs are fucking like this.
Precarious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. But no, I would love to. I think I'm gonna start boxing, like going like boxing lessons.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
I'm not doing jujitsu, Rick.
No, you know what you should do? Boxing. But do like the girl version. Do like kickboxing. So you get your legs involved.
All I think of is Eddie Murphy in A Nutty Professor when he's thin.
Yeah.
And he's jumping on the trampoline. He's like, my titties is gone. You got great titties, just with the women just having a good time.
I think that'd be good. Do being in an all-women's exercise class would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be hilarious.
I mean, you have to look at you got to wade through the ones who aren't so tasty looking and get to the good ones.
Yeah.
The chunkers.
How
Of the
dare
group.
you, fat shame
we go.
the whole group that doesn't exist yet.
Back to that. Back to that.
Please send your emails to Beau.
Here's a question, though. Can a larger person fat shame the world? So is it okay for, say... So let's call Beau fat for the moment. Even though you're not fat, you're definitely in 2XL.
Yeah.
Is it okay
True.
for you to fat shame the world because you go through it? This is the burning question.
It is. It is.
So from now on, he can fat shame,
Okay.
and you could titty shame. And I can just shame everybody because that's what I do. It's who I am. Or who I was. Not anymore.
Now, Lisa.
Oh, my mental health.
All right, let's hear it.
I had to jump in. Okay.
The headliner.
Okay, here we go.
She is.
I'm going to give you a few names who I'm like, you know who I am today?
Yeah.
Feel like Aaron Moran.
Who's that?
Leif Garrett.
Oh, is it?
Tracy Gold.
Oh, right. Okay.
And Ron Palillo. Do we know what they have in common?
No.
They're not relevant.
Thank you. They're fucking has-beens. They were big at one time, and now they haven't worked in at least 10 years, other than possibly an ABC after-school special. So I was looking up washed-up celebrities, and those were the four that instantly came to mind. And I said, that's how I feel, because I was on a podcast today. I was the guest of a podcast today, and a friend, and she meant nothing by this comment. And she said, we were talking about me being retired.
Yeah.
And she goes, you know, some people might have said, I mean, not me. I didn't say this. Some people might have said, well, she didn't retire at the top of her game. Maybe it's because she was kind of, and we all have ups and downs. Like, literally, that was the sentence, right? And I was like, yeah, no, really, yeah, it's difficult, and all this. And I'm like, it didn't even bother me at the time. Yeah. But I get off, and I'm like, oh, my God. She just held up a mirror to part of the reason comedy was so hard for me the last 5 years, because I did not adopt social media.
Right.
I did not podcast when everybody started podcasting. I was late to the party in everything.
Right.
Literally, I started comedy when I was 30, which is late to the party.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God, I am changing. By the way, I'm going to my Instagram while you guys are talking later. I'm going to change it to retired has-been, washed-up celebrity, and podcaster with two nobodies, Lisa Lampanelli. Because I might as well embrace it. I mean, I am going to do it. Because here's what I say. If you don't embrace it, and if you don't admit to something that is possibly part of your past, how are you going to get past it? Beau, you know this, right?
Absolutely. I'm a dirty drunk.
It's not like my tickets were not selling,
right?
But they weren't going like hotcakes. They were going like the abortion rate in Texas. They weren't flying off the shelves because of the government. Okay, so I think what happened was I started to notice I'm not having joy in this, and pushing for these ticket sales isn't great.
Yeah.
I'm no longer second show added, Lisa. I'm first show canceled. Because I remember those days where you'd have a booked theater and they go, we want to add a second show. I'm like, well, thank you. I always wanted that because Jim Gaffigan had that. And I was like, oh, wow, I really made it.
Yeah.
And then it became like, first show's having trouble. I'm like, fuck, I got to do 18 radio shows to get tickets going.
Yeah.
So I don't think, other than Knoxville, Tennessee, we'll talk about this some other time, had a horrible showing. But it was very difficult the last 5 years, and I had to do way too much work.
Yeah.
So I want to say, Lisa Lampanelli, retired comedy legend.
Yes.
Has been with a dream. Podcaster with two fucking douchebags with no future. That's Lisa Lampanelli. Aaron Moran, I love you. You'll work someday. By the way, look her up. She was great in Happy Days. Leif Garrett, Teen Idol. Tracy Gold, Growing Pains. Show me that smile again. Always another minute. You don't know that fucking show?
These eyes are crying.
No. And by the way, not to go without saying the fourth person, I must give him some credit. Ron Palillo, who is, of course, Horshack from Welcome Back, Cotter. Welcome back. You have no ticket sales, Lisa. You're on a podcast with two fucking retards. Oops, can't say the R word anymore. Maybe that's why your tickets suck.
You got out the right time.
So I feel very good about this, that I aired this. I feel very good.
Yes.
I feel like my steroids kicked in.
Yeah.
And now I'm tired. I have to go to sleep. Now you guys do the rest.
You're on performance-enhancing drugs. We're going to go into our next segment.
No, cut that one.
Yeah.
We did too long already.
What
Let's
do you
go
mean?
into the
No,
topic.
I got good stuff here.
Don't you ever fucking argue with
I
a
spent
has-been.
all week, Lisa.
All right.
good
Watch
stuff
this. Wait,
here.
let's
Make
do
it
it.
quick.
Let's do it. Let's do take two. We're going to keep it all in. But who's
Yeah.
take two? Say we're going to go in our next segment.
So we're going to go into our next segment.
walks off.
Stupid out.
No,
it's
you're
okay.
good.
You're
She's
good.
fine. She's fine.
So, we're going to go into our second segment.
Yes.
Regardless of what Lisa says.
Yes.
Who did we fall in love with this
Yes.
week?
You go first.
Wow.
Yeah.
You threw that at me like a rock.
I'm sorry.
Jesus. Quickly, I will go through this. So,
Yeah.
every month at work, we have our monthly meeting where they go over how many sessions everyone did, who hit level 2, level 3, whatever, bonuses, all this stuff, right? And we haven't had these meetings in person in a while, given COVID, so we had our first one in person in a while.
Right.
And what I always used to do is people that were at the top, but it doesn't matter because I'm at the top, but it doesn't matter who it is. Whenever they get called out, like, Jake did 100 sessions this month. He gets a bonus. I just go, boo! So I fell in love with booing people.
Oh, it's the best.
It is. We've talked about it before. It is the best. One of our trainers, he's younger than me. He just got promoted because he wanted to be a manager. So he's a manager now. And now he's like doing presentations. I'm in the back like, sucks, dude. Do it again. And my manager just goes, They all just look at me like, I'm insane.
A well-timed boo, you suck is the funniest thing ever.
I mean, you and I have been the same type of guy at work.
Oh, yeah.
Where HR is like, hey,
well,
that was funny, kind of, in the meeting, but you can't.
You really shouldn't say these things.
All right, babe.
So I've been sad these past few days.
Kidding.
Yes, of course.
Understandably so.
Yes.
That's all we'll say.
I've had a few things going on. But, so I had a friend reach out. He sent me a link to a song, and I fell in love with country music this week. And listen, hey, I know what you're thinking. I know you. I know this is not good for you. I understand. But I liked it. And I've always hated country music. Like turn the radio up, I'm with my dog, there's a dirt road. I was just like, I get it. Like, I'm not interested. And it was weird because all of that's like, my life. So I'm like, oh yeah, fucking, I get it. But at the same time, it's just, I never got into it. But now, because it's sad.
You've been on a lot of dirt roads.
Dude, first of all.
You're the cleaning lady.
First of all, dude, I am. No, I'm just.
You mean, dude.
No,
dude, I live a blue collar life, dude. Just
yeah,
really,
dude. Well, I'm just.
I wear salmon a lot.
I work with my hands a lot. I'm just like a.
Yeah, digging for goldfish. And the bottom of the carton is not working with your hands. But no, that's good. Hey, as I've said in the past, that's what my dad and his whole religion thing.
Yeah.
Whatever you need.
Listen,
to get through the day.
I didn't know I was gonna like the country music, but then I'm listening to this guy on the radio, and now I'm crying.
Can we replace country music with anal in the cut? Because it sounds like that's what you're like. I didn't know I was gonna like it, and then I kind of liked it.
And he was so nice about it. No, I just for whatever reason it just got me, and it's gotten me crying all week, and I'm like, God damn it, I like country music.
Dude,
and I don't want to like it, but I like it, and I don't know what to do.
I don't like country music as well, but I do have. Everyone has a guilty pleasure song, and for me, it's Rascal Flatts. I love them. I don't know why.
That's the second time.
God bless the rock and roll.
Oh my God.
Never mind. These eyes. Let's go back to that.
I just want to say Nick puts the cunt in country.
Oh God.
So that's it, man.
Yeah, no, country music got me.
For our first two segments, what a good time we had.
Yes. Let's
we
move on.
are not coming back after this break. We're none of us.
Yeah, this is almost over.
So, we're going to take a quick break, okay? The song is definitely going to be These Eyes for the break. And we're going to come back and talk about our topic of the day, which is Misery Loves Company.
There you go.
These eyes.
There it goes.
This episode of Losers with a Dream has been brought to you by Has-Beens. Has-Beens. Without us, how would you feel good about yourself? Hey, it's Lisa Lampanelli of Losers with a Dream. Guess what? Nick Scopoletti, that's right, Nick Scope's Dirty Italian, is going to be headlining, do you believe it? Headlining BJ Ryan's in Norwalk, Connecticut on Saturday, September 25th. Come on out. Tickets are only $15, and you'll shit your pants.
Hello and welcome back to the Loser with a Dream podcast. We are losers, and we have big dreams, which are usually followed by some sort of misery.
Yeah, it's always gonna fall off the cliff.
Yeah, we're on our way. Today, as I mentioned before the break, our topic is misery loves company.
Yes.
And Beau, I think you always usually take you explain why we have this topic. I think especially this is your week, babe. Baby, take it away.
Yeah. I mean,
you are ready to go.
Listen, being miserable alone is just not worth it. You have to pull people down with you and make them deal with your shit.
It takes a village.
Yes. And for whatever reason, when you're in that misery, it just feels better to fucking pull people down. Whether it's like, we're just thinking about it, or like we're actually being like, hey, you have to come and like deal with my shit, and like, but really it's a form of codependence where it's like, I'm sad, you better be sad too. And dude, it's like, so I started with the whole, to just talk about the concept, like I was thinking about it, and I was thinking back to like when I was drinking, how like I needed to have that friend who shit in the freezer, right? Because like he was fucking miserable, and he was a heroin addict and a fucking crackhead. But whenever I hung out with him, I was always like, oh, I'm not so bad. Do you know what I mean? Like our entire relationship depended upon misery loves company. If I wasn't miserable, why the fuck am I hanging out with him, right? So we find people who kind of prove us right or make us feel like we're superior. And when you're truly miserable, you have to find other truly miserable people,
or just make up scenarios. People probably aren't miserable. You just make it up. This person's this, and this.
Right.
Just to bring them down.
Oh my God.
You have no idea if it's true or not.
Dude, I have some stuff written here, but like when I see like an attractive couple, like just two people like walking hand in hand, down the street, I'm just like, oh, well, I hope that he beats the shit out of her after this. You know what I mean? Like I hope that they're so sad, because I don't have that. So fuck you. You shouldn't have it. It's not real.
Wish misery on people because in areas we wish misery on people in areas where we don't have. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. If you have something I want, then I have to assume that you having it is killing you. Because then it makes me feel, oh, well, I don't have it and I'm better for it, even though I'm clearly not better.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Dude, when I was like really drinking, I remember I relapsed. Okay, this is great. I relapsed one night because it was a Friday at work.
And the Patriots lost.
No, this girl comes up to me. She was like super hot, and I was totally into her. And she's like, hey, like I'm going over to the bar after work. If you just want to like hang out, like, I don't know, we could just hang out tonight. And I was just sitting there like, yeah, that's worth 30 days of sobriety. Just like immediately was like, ping, like fucking threw that chip out the window as fast as I could. I was like, hell yeah. And then she ended up being like, oh, well, like meet me there like later. She wanted to meet me there like 9 or 10. So I'm already in the bag.
That's sexy.
Yeah, so I'm like, let's do this.
Yeah.
So I'm in the bag by the time I get there. She did not mean what she meant by, I took it the wrong way. I thought we were going to really be hanging out. I saw her at the bar. She was like, hey, and then like fucking walked away. And I was like, okay, great. And I was up at the top of this bar, and I was sitting there, and there were all these like really hot chicks just like hanging out and like talking, and they just looked like they had like happy, like fluffy life and bing 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 bing, just like happy. And
that's
bing, 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 bing. We're talking about our things. Bing, bing. My boyfriend makes tons of money, or whatever they're doing.
Traveling.
Yeah, and babies, and then whatever. And I was sitting at the bar, fucking drunk again, pissed, and I started taking the ice cubes out of the bar, and then I started throwing them at the girls, and they were like all holding drinks, and I was like, all right, I was just like trying to get them in their drinks, and I hit one, dude, from like 15 feet away. I got it right in her drink, and she was like, what the hell? I was like,
dude, it just cuts to you like Tiger Woods fist pump.
I was like, yeah.
2 points.
Fucking, I win the day. I win. You know what I mean?
Smack the drink out of her hand when you walk out.
It's just because I was like, you're happy. Fuck you. You should not be happy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You do not deserve the happiness that you have.
Correct.
Even though, they're all getting abortions. But it's just like, I want them to be miserable.
You are on a roll today, sir.
And then today,
Not
I
good
watched the Shane Gillis special on YouTube.
Phenomenal.
It was the fucking best special I've seen in I don't know how long.
3
Ever.
years.
Maybe ever. It was so good. And I was watching it and I was like, fuck this guy. Like I was just so mad.
He really has the cute, chubby guy market cornered.
Yes.
So, which sucks for you.
He's perfect. Like he's so good. And then I finished the special and I was like, it would be really great if after that special you got hit by a car, like outside the venue. Like that was like literally my thought. Just like, oh, I hope he gets hurt and then never is able to do a joke again. Wouldn't that be nice? Because you know what I mean? And it's not like a good thought. But it's just like, oh well, you have what I want and you deserve to die now. So, but you know, like every comic I see, I'm always like, I hope you bomb and quit on stage.
I'm with you on that. There are people obviously I like very much, but yeah,
no, I'm a fan of him. I hope he does well. I'm not saying
no, yeah. No, but like there's that moment,
yeah,
where you say this shit and you're like, that was, yeah, like you like gotta regulate yourself.
Well, it's not right. Like we shouldn't wish misery on everybody. We shouldn't want to pull people down.
No.
Like that's not the type of energy we want. But at the same time, every now and then it exists.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I generally don't live in it. Like I'm not constant. I'm always bringing people up or trying to help it. You know what I mean? Like just that's not really who I am. But there are those moments where you're just like you have the thought and then you go, oh, that's wrong. So it's kind of like a guilty pleasure almost. It's like, oh, like I feel miserable because you are showing me what I don't have.
Yeah.
So now, okay, fuck you. And then you know, 5 minutes later, you're like, yeah, he's pretty good. He deserves it. He's worked hard.
Yeah. That's like, dude, I feel that way with, you know, traveling.
Yeah.
Like people that are always going on trips.
Right.
And especially I had an ex that's all she did.
Yeah.
The first 5 months of our relationship, she was gone every month for like a week at least. She's like, I don't travel enough. And you're like, keep going away, lady. Dad's not coming back.
Oh boy.
Okay? Doesn't matter how many adventures or biking trips or you lived in Bali and you could talk about it. Doesn't matter. Can't out. Your dad's 30 minutes away. Won't talk to you. Okay? Won't fix it. Sorry.
Yeah, she should.
Now.
Okay.
Really, the real thing is I really don't have disposable income where I can just go do that all the time.
Right. Yeah.
She has worked very hard.
Yeah.
And, you know, despite everything else, and makes a good salary, and she deserves, if that's what she likes.
Right.
Also, I'm not even like that big of a travel guy. Like, I like routine.
Yeah.
I like my shit.
You wouldn't know what to do with the sandals.
I've been.
Just imagine you in a sandals, just like, wait, so where do I get my pizza? Yeah. Like, if if it's like nighttime and I just...
Can I have a virgin daiquiri?
Will you play Sopranos here? Or, like, how do I hook it up?
You guys don't have HBO? They're like, we have windsurfing. I'm like, shut up. That sounds horrible.
Outside?
Yeah, outside. I want to lay down and tan. You're going to bring me a drink on the hour, every hour. And I want the finest seafoods.
Finest seafoods?
Grilled.
Give me all the crabs you got.
You got any gravy? You got any marinara? They're like, what? Okay. Hey, man. It is what it is.
I get it.
Let's just give up.
No, but listen, it really, to go back, it's really what it is like you're comparing your insides to somebody's outsides. So it's like, on the inside, I feel like shit. And I see what you have on the outside, so fuck you. You need to feel exactly like I feel on the inside. And did I explain that right?
Yeah.
Yes. So... yeah, so they need to feel the insides that you have. I want to be inside of these people. I've now grown
listen, you need to feel Beau's insides are the moral of the story. Okay?
Yes.
And we're going to do that on our Patreon. So you got to pay to see me do that to Beau. Right?
Yeah, I'll be paying for it too.
Ooh, I bet you will. You ain't going to be able to walk, motherfucker. But no, I had that cuz I've been going out a lot. I don't know why. Recently, been going out and doing my thing and dancing. You know what I mean?
You have been. You've been a little...
I've been ripping it, bro.
A little on the town.
Yeah. Ripping it, drinking it. You know what I mean? Like...
I've been ripping it.
I'm like fucking Travolta out there.
Yeah, okay.
And not because I...
banging dudes.
Exactly. Not because I, give an extra tip to my male masseurs.
yeah.
Talking about Saturday Night Fever, like, anyways.
Yeah, we get it.
I was in line. I was going in this bar. It was a big line to get in. Stonebridge in Milford. Shout out. It was all like everyone knows me there.
Are they
dude.
gonna comp you because you
They
said
might.
that?
They might. No, anyway, I was waiting in line, and I was kind of tired and like really didn't want to go out, but I was like, you know what? It's Labor Day weekend. It's a long weekend. A lot of people, friends I haven't seen in a while, we're going to go. And I was like, great. This doesn't happen a lot, so let me just take advantage of it. And I'm standing in line.
Yeah.
I'm on Instagram, of course.
Right.
Talking to our fans, whatever. I was doing a live, and like 4,000 people came in. And so I was on Instagram. And this is one thing that I wish misery on. When I see, and we've spoken about this, when I see couples moving into like nice apartments together.
Oh, yeah.
Because like some of the apartments are like the luxury ones in like Norwalk and Stamford. You're like, oh, if I could share that and split that rent with somebody.
Yeah.
We could have our little life together.
I know.
It's so
I know.
cute. And I was like, and then I go down this rabbit hole. And I'm in this line at Stonebridge, and it's like me and my friends, we're in our 30s, and I look, and it's just all 22-year-old girls in front of me. And I'm like, I remember thinking, I can't wait till I have somebody that I actually like or love or want to spend time with, so I don't have to do this anymore.
Yeah. Dude.
But I didn't. I let it. I was like, okay, but hey, you're here, and let's have fun. But like in that moment, I was like, you're here.
You're here. You brought the roofies. We got to do what we got to do. Yeah.
Hey, don't need them. Anyway. But
honestly though, it is interesting because I agree that splitting rent is basically the only reason to have a girlfriend. Like, I always think about that.
Or even like nights when you're alone, you're like, I don't want to cook or that.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, I made this whole 30. I saw this recipe. I'm gonna make dinner. You're like, oh, that's so nice.
Wow.
Wow.
Look at you with
or
your
like someone
ideas.
texts you like, you know what I want so bad? Someone just be like, what do you want to do for dinner tonight?
Yeah, just someone to ask.
That's cute.
Someone to ask.
Sometimes I text Beau that he doesn't respond.
Yeah, go shut up.
Yeah, we don't get
Eat a cock.
I thought, as long as it's yours,
Okay.
because it's compact.
Okay.
Anyway,
I do all right.
that's a clip. I do all right. That was a clip. What else? You have a big list here, man. Let's go through. Let's get one more, something we could rant on, and then we will bring back the Mark McGuire of comedy.
Yeah. Dude, you know who I also like when I see and I want them to be miserable is, and this is weird, but like I'm on Facebook a lot and I see guys like skateboarding videos and like they're so cool. Dude,
Are they?
I have never listen. I have never obviously been able to get on a skateboard and do anything.
Yeah.
But when I sit on my computer and I go on Facebook and it's just like, like tricks and they're like fucking in the air and they're doing sweet stuff, I'm always just like, I hope they break their necks. You know what I mean? Because they just look so like happy and they're going up and they're cool and they got all the tats and their lifestyle and banga banga. And I'm hoping that one day their head just cracks right on the side of that half pipe and then I can be like, there you go, serves you right. Getting on that board. What are you doing?
What are you, an old man?
Yeah.
You kids are skating on my property.
You wait half hour before. Like the pool.
If you eat, you can't go in the pool, and you can't skateboard. Those are the two rules.
That's right, Tommy.
If you guys have learned anything from today, which you haven't, because this was a dumpster fire, but we had fun.
We did. We had fun. And
don't eat before you go in the pool or before you skateboard.
yes. And I know we have a big skateboarding audience. I know you guys are all on your boards right now. Skating.
All right.
If there's one person that is skateboarding and listening to this show, I would be fucking so happy.
I know.
Right?
We know who it is.
Please send us an email.
We know who it is.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to bring back the Arnold Schwarzenegger of comedy, Lisa Lampino. Bye. We'll be right back.
This episode of Losers with a Dream is not brought to you by Sandals Resorts. Sandals Resorts, if you got a shitty relationship, even this place won't help.
Hello, Losers with a Dream. This is Nick Scopoletti, a.k.a. the star, a.k.a. the talent, a.k.a. the bald, cute one, according to gay Stefan. Stefan will be opening for me in my headlining set of September 25th at BJ Ryan's. Beau won't be there because he's going to be at a Disco Biscuits concert. Because he likes jam bands, man. Can't do the drugs, but he'll hang out around everyone else that does them. What an idiot. Bye.
For his Nick.
These eyes.
No, this is a moment of silence for Lisa's career. Oh, it's dead and aborted in Texas. Go!
Hello and welcome back to the Losers with a Dream podcast. We are losers and we have big, miserable dreams.
We do.
And here we are today with our life coach, mentor, comedy legend, queen of culottes, the Mark McGuire of comedy, the Sammy Sosa.
Steroid Susan.
Yeah, steroid Sammy over here, all jacked up. Lisa Marie Lampanelli. Is your name Marie?
Yeah, of course.
I knew it.
And by the way,
Dude,
it's-
every Italian girl.
Every Italian's either Marie or Anne.
Anne, yeah.
Well, what it is because us wops, we only got two churches. And the thing is, we don't even have middle names. It's confirmation names.
Right.
So you
Right.
don't even get a middle name when you pop out. You just get this confirmation name. So also Marie was my grandmother.
course.
So of course I'm going to name myself Marie.
My cousin Lisa is Lisa Marie.
Of course it
It's
is.
just like-
it has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here, I want to say something.
Shout out cousin Lisa.
No, what's that?
Take it easy.
You got a cousin Lisa?
No, my cousin Lisa has a
Oh.
big crush on Beau. She's listening to this in her car right now, and she's gonna be very mad.
She's going to
I'm
like
gonna get a text.
twiddle or twat
Shout out
to
cousin
Beau.
Lisa. That's gonna be a new thing. Let's
What?
do that. Just shout out cousin Lisa.
Shout out cousin Lisa.
How you doing?
Boom.
You're the best girl.
Okay,
You're
like
doing
I
the
want
right
you
thing.
to rewind for 2 seconds. I
Yeah.
want you to talk about how this subject of Misery Loves Company even come up because you
Oh,
forgot
yeah,
to
I
tell
forgot, dude.
the event that made us think of this topic.
So I did talk about going to Stonebridge. Okay, I saw
Yes.
an ex-girlfriend of mine, my first, not even ex, like my first girlfriend ever from high school, who I'm friends with. You know, her family, love them all. They're great people. But she always likes to still, even now, like last time we dated, I dated her from when I was 16 till I was 18. Now we're, I'm 33. She's
Right,
34.
yeah,
Still likes to be like, what is this comedy? Like when I first started
The
doing
clam
comedy,
didn't fall far from the river.
she'd be like, what is it? When I first started comedy, what is this comedy thing you're doing? Like, are you just hosting it or are you actually like funny?
Yeah.
You're actually like doing it? And she's like, you're not even funny. And then like, obviously I make a lot of gay jokes and then she's like, what happened to you? You used to be like, what happened? Like,
So
what-
she's
Yeah.
basically, so what you were talking about with Misery Loves Company, we thought of it because she sounds like she has all the earmarks of a miserable clam.
Yeah.
And this is just a sign that, she has some stuff. Because the reason Misery Loves Company, it's always a disconnect between appreciating what we have and thinking we deserve more.
Yeah,
Because it's never a topic or a subject area that we actually are comfortable with. So basically, I'm pretty comfortable with my has-been status, or I wouldn't have been yapping about it and joking about it. But I'm still uncomfortable with, oh my God, what if I gain weight back? What if this happens?
Right.
COVID weight, blah, blah, blah. So every time my misery about my weight, I find solace in when I look on Instagram and I see friends who are kind of not my favorites. I'll zoom in and say, oh, she gained weight. And it's so unwoke and horrible, but I want them miserable in the area I am because
Yeah.
part of it is I want them to know how hard it is.
Yeah.
So what I hate is when we do it with people we actually like.
Right.
Like you did it with Shane Gillis.
Yes.
And it's just what's great about it is being so honest about it. I'm at the stage now where it seems to only be focused on people I dislike.
Yeah.
But you're right. Even like when you're younger, you see people you enjoy and you like it, but there's that little thing that it's like, oh, I don't have that and I want it.
Yeah.
So the Misery Loves Company is about, oh, let me just kind of shit on them a little bit. But
Yeah,
you
yeah.
seem to Beau, Nick's ignorant as always, but Beau, you seem to always
if this is enlightened, I'm good.
It's a great point.
you seem to catch yourself.
Yeah.
Like you'll say it and then be like, wow, that really isn't the way to be.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
It's that momentary feeling of, yeah, that's a good hit.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, that's really beneath me.
Right. Yeah. It's like having I'm not gonna do that joke.
Right.
But
right.
I had to pull the plug. No, it doesn't. It just doesn't feel good, like you said. But also, it's not who I am, which is what makes it hard, right? It's like, that's not the guy I want to be. It's also not who I've ever been. It's just me. It's like almost that nasty part of me, like rearing up,
Sure,
and just wanting to say something mean. And it's also, it comes from like ambition. It comes from like just not wanting to feel alone.
Sure.
Right? Because if I have the feeling and then I see that you don't, or you're better than me, then all of a sudden I'm alone with my bad feelings. So I
Right.
want you to have them.
right.
And that's not how the world works. We can't just walk around giving people our bad feelings so that they'll deal with us.
Right.
But at the same time, it is nice when you meet people who are similar to you in terms of like the stuff that they've struggled with, right? It makes it
Sure,
easier
which
to
is
feel.
fellowship.
Yes.
And that's why sometimes the top secret meetings are really fun, because
Yeah.
they can tell stories of similar misery, but then get past it. So when
Right.
you just said a few sentences ago, because you do like a ramble, that it's not really you to go to that.
Yeah.
It actually is part of you.
Right.
And then it's part of all of us, and it's just to catch and not then beat ourselves up over. Because what we
Right.
do is, say I'll be like looking on Instagram at a former friend and like zoom in on a love handle and be like, hee 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 hee.
Yeah.
That's so unfucking woke and so awful and just not, but it is a part of me.
Yeah.
Would it be better to go, you did that, let it go, or beat up myself for 10 minutes and overeat and yell at somebody else? So
Right.
it's better to just go, that's part of me, I have to accept. So I
Yeah.
think what we have to do is go, I'm always going to kind of go to the quick knee jerk, I hate that happy asshole,
Yeah.
and then go, but I caught myself and I'll try not to do it again, but I know I'll do it again, but I'll try to let the space between waking up be a shorter distance. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's always trying to get quicker, and
Right.
I think that it also just depends upon mood, and we've talked about different stuff like this where it's like you want to be quicker to the right response, or the
Right.
The more healthy response, but at the same time it all depends on where you're at. Like I think I've been in a place recently where it's like no matter what, I'm going to get tipped off, and I'm not going to be nearly as fast as I used to be to catch those things because I'm just in a heightened level.
So
of
right now,
panic.
you mean in your situation in life this week or whenever?
Yeah.
So yeah, it is seasonal.
Totally.
It's like, and we're never over anything.
No.
Any tendency, any coping mechanism we've used for 30, 40, 50, 60 years is going to be hard won, and it's not hardwired, I don't think. I don't think we're born with it, but we've used it for so many years, and now, ooh, wow, that doesn't work anymore.
Right.
And
I totally developed that in middle school. I wasn't like a big bully, but if there were kids that I could easily make a joke on, or easily like, especially in a like lunch table setting, it's like,
Right.
if I know I can get you, and by getting you, I'm going to get everyone to laugh and they're going to like me more, then I'm just going to pick on
make you miserable
Yeah.
because you're miserable. What shocks me is that you were at a lunch table and didn't have your mouth full. I'm just saying. See, it's food with me. It always is. No, but I know you can take a joke. But
And a dick.
you know what it is too? It's just like, okay, so I remember being at Kripalu, and it's this yoga and meditation place up in the Berkshires, really beautiful.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's like really fucking queer. No, it's really good. But so every year they would have this retreat by this couple, his very famous couples workshop with this guy, Harville Hendricks, the author of Getting the Love You Want, Keeping the Love You Have, ...
Yeah.
So everybody in the workshop is a couple. It sells out instantly because it's really popular.
Yeah.
So there's like 100 couples, and I would always laugh my ass off and be so happy because every Sunday, so the workshop goes Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I go, look at this shit. On Sunday, every couple, half of them are making out,
Yeah.
and half of them are breaking up. And I'm so much happier that those
Yeah.
people are breaking up because that's an
Yeah.
area that just didn't work for me. And by the
Right.
way, me and Jimmy Big Balls did go to one of those workshops, laughed our asses off through the whole thing, and we're like, fuck this shit, it doesn't work. So it's always looking at our
Yeah.
lack, you know?
Yeah.
So we're rarely triggered, but I'm never going to be triggered by Jeff Bezos's money. Like, I don't care.
No.
Like that's not what I aspire to. But I'm triggered by the weight stuff, by the couple stuff, by the
Zombie?
having a friendships.
Oh, right.
Like sometimes going, wow, how come those girls on Sex and the City have 4 friends? Oh, because they cast it that way. It's not real. But no, looking at the group of 4 girls and going, oh, I bet they hate each other. I bet one of them's anorexic and she pukes or whatever. Like, literally go there. And it's terrible, but you catch yourself and go, and when I said to you it's part of yourself, then you can, when you catch it, you could say, what would my highest self do?
Yeah.
What would the version of me that's best do?
Yeah.
So if you see a couple walking down the street, personally, if I'm at like a Sandals resort, I'm gonna love yelling, "You're all gonna break up!" It's just fun. He's cheating on you. Like, that's fun. That's fun. He stuck his dick in that guy in the cabana. You know,
I see you like walking through the lobby with like potato chips. Like,
Yeah,
you have a
just
bag,
like, look
the
at this
Quest
one.
chips. Like, it's over for you.
But it's so true. Like,
I love vacation. Brings out the best in me.
it sure does. But yeah, if you like, say, Nick, your example with this girl. And also, I think your ex-girlfriend was wrong, by the way, for all of this, because she's just snipey. So she's so sad in her own life that she has to snipe at you. And it's this horrible dynamic that it doesn't work. And stop saying, I love her. I love her family. I love, love, love. You millennials with your love of everybody. How about you just stop loving Oh, I'm the world's oldest millennial.
What happened?
The
Now it's
world's
bad?
most biggest has-been millennial. But that has to add that to my title, by the way.
No, I think
Has-been.
honestly, like, I think there is obviously, like, you know, they say there's like truth to every joke.
Yeah, of
And
course.
she digs, and like, there's definitely some truth to it. But at the end of the day, we're good friends, and I'm good with, like, I'm really close with their family, and they help me out.
You
at a
hang
horrible
on
You're
to
close
everything.
to everybody.
We're gonna have to do an episode
Totally.
on
Hey, guys.
hanging on, being
Tell
too.
me about how to keep friendships.
Yeah, I know how to be too late. He stays too late to the party. This guy, you know, he
See, I
likes.
still love him.
Yeah,
It's fine.
snip,
It's great.
Yeah, but you love apostrophe EM. Like, that's like the
No,
LUV.
no punctuation here. We're just
apostrophe
talking.
EM. Like, I love him.
Yeah.
That's not real love.
No,
They
were
we're
there
off
for
topic
me.
now.
they were there for me at a time when life was horrible, and I remember that type of shit.
I don't. I forget it instantly. No, but okay. So let's take an example. Seriously, what was one of the things you said, Nick, about that triggers you? Like people who
Traveling.
Oh yeah. So they're miserable people, and you want to bring them down. What you see these people going on a vacation, and you hate them for that. Your miserable part of you wants people who can commiserate with you and say, yeah, those fucking assholes going on that trip. Clearly they don't love each other. They just have to distract and medicate
like, must
with
be
that.
nice. Yeah, going away again.
Yeah.
Can't stand the monotony of home.
Yeah.
He's just working at TSA.
That'd be perfect.
You think you're gonna have
see
a
you
nice
guys
time?
again.
So, like, what if you catch yourself with that thought? What would your highest self do? Like the real version of yourself that you would actually really like.
My next level human self would
Yes.
should be like, well, I do it like I like the initial, like, it's kind of fun, like when you're like oh, fuck these people and their fucking trip, but you know what, that's really nice and they could afford to do that, and
And I think that's actually how you feel.
it is
Because you couldn't fake that. That was sincere.
No, it's
Right.
great because I wish I could go on a trip with somebody. Like, there's like 2 people in my life, and they're both dudes, friends of mine, that I could travel with and enjoy it.
Right.
There's 2 people.
I know.
So like,
I know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've traveled with friends, and it's like, "Oof, this is rough. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
it's that's really it. I have the initial like, oh, going on a trip again, but I also don't have the disposable income to do that, and no one to do it with. So
Right.
that's where that's coming from. And I immediately go, you know, it's nice.
So
Right.
it's taking that, hey, I want this in my life, and it's sad that my means now or my situation now doesn't meet that yet. But it's going, hey, just because my appreciation for my life doesn't match my expectations for my life,
Wow,
tweet that.
my nipples got hard
I
when you
know.
said that.
But really, if you expect that out of your life, that's where the
Right.
disconnect comes
Right,
from. But you could see that pretty quickly.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know?
very. I'm sometimes I wish I was less self-aware, but I think it's a good thing. Like,
Don't worry, you're not that self-aware. Okay,
again,
let's analyze
enlightened.
Beau now. Let's
Yes,
analyze Beau.
analyze.
So what's one of your What's one of your things? So Shane Gillis has this special.
Right.
Phenomenal.
You watch it, you're laughing.
So good.
You're like, "Ah!" like that, right?
Yeah,
You're
I
at
love
home
like a
laughing
cartoon
like
dog.
that. Yes.
Cartoon villain.
And the minute it turns off, your thought is, fuck this guy. I'm not where he is.
Yeah, it's just immediately like, why is he so good? Like, why does he have that?
Right.
And also, a lot of the subject matter was similar to me, and I was just like, fuck.
So
Like,
you're
he's-
not happy where you are in comedy because you don't
Yeah.
have that level yet. So you can then maybe turn it. How would you turn it from your higher self to just kind of go back? Yeah, but my appreciation of my life is.
Yeah, but I'm doing well, and things are moving up, and I have a lot of good material. And he didn't. It's not like he said anything that I have to burn out of my act.
Right.
You know what I mean? And also good for him, and I respect him, and he's a great comic, and he deserves it. You know what I mean? Like that's the immediate like. And also, he just entertained me for an hour. Like
That's true,
it's pretty
too.
cool. You know, he made me laugh more than any real comedian has in a while now.
Right.
So I'm like, from a special. So I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that kind of did something.
Right.
You know?
So we're able to get around this.
Yeah.
You know, when I zoom in on somebody, former friend's love handle, I almost, as I'm zooming, I go, this is beneath me. This is horrible. I know
Oh, yeah.
I'm wrong for doing this. And my highest self would be like, gosh, you know, it's a shame you feel you have to do this.
Yeah.
It's a shame you have to go there and not appreciate yourself enough to not look at anyone else with a gimlet eye, as
Yeah.
it were. And
well,
that's such an old expression.
It's also the interesting thing is like our lives are actually pretty good, like the three of us here,
I know.
which is like.
They're fine.
Yeah,
it's all fine.
which is like, you know, I have some stuff happening right now that's a little crazy,
Mm-hmm.
but in this grand scheme of life, like the three of us have pretty much won. Like we've even without success, you know, with comedy yet, it's like we've
also
all
how
won.
many years
Yeah,
in?
we all have
Yeah.
we all have places to live. We all have food in the fridge, sometimes too much.
Yeah,
And we have, you know, I have pets. I have a house.
Access to
you guys
steroids.
have apartments that you actually can afford.
Yeah.
Like you're not bereft of material things that you need. So we
Right.
have everything we need. Those other things, the relationship with the girl, the vacation, the you know, body shame.
Right.
That's all would add great stuff to our lives to get through that and over
Yeah.
it and acquire that. But we don't have it right now, and we go, you know what? That's okay. I'm just being human.
right.
You know, a friend of mine used to have, and it sounds super queer, but it's like, you know, instead of beating ourselves up and go, God, I just wanted to drag them down because I'm miserable. It's almost like, wait, that's completely human. Permission to be human granted.
Oh, no.
but it's just so true. Like
Yeah.
that's a human condition.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be a phrase "misery loves company."
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I was talking to some guys this week, and they were talking about how they, you know, we're talking about eating, and like one of them's like ripped, the other one's like in great shape, and they're like, dude, I really struggle, and they're talking about it, and I'm sitting there going like, oh, okay, so even if
never know.
I lost the weight, or even if, you know what I mean, even if I like did like really well on a diet for 6 months, I'd still be dealing with it.
Yep.
Just the way they are, you know what I mean? So it's like it.
Well,
I'm
you made a
not-
good point about comparing
all
insides to
miserable.
their outsides. Like I could look at someone who's, you know, got the best physique. I just remember being in that eating disorder rehab,
Yeah.
and the girls looking fucking hot.
Yeah.
But they were all anorexic and bulimic, and that's a fucking horrible. That's way
Yeah.
worse, in my opinion. It's a quicker death than compulsive eating.
Right.
So
yeah.
I was looking at them looking all hot and sexy at the pool, and me and my fucking one-piece Delta Burke swimsuit, and you just
Yeah.
go, Jesus Christ. But then you go, oh my God, thank God I'm not that on the inside.
Right.
That would be horrible.
Yeah.
So it's judgment. It's all judgment. But here's the thing about Misery Loves Company. We forgot about the loves company part. How annoying do you find on this level or a scale of 1 to 10 when you're miserable about something and some cheerful fucking friend tries to cheer you up? I don't think that's how it works.
No.
I don't think I want to be around happy people when I'm miserable.
No.
And it's not saying I want to stay steeped in it forever, but if I'm going to call Beau and go, dude, I'm going to fucking just vent for a minute, like, fuck this shit. And he's like, yeah, man, that fucking sucks. But I don't want to be around like, yeah, but did you ever think of it this way?
Yeah.
No, right now I can't.
No.
So I think that's why it's just so. Has anybody ever found it helpful when somebody tried to bring them up?
No. And
No, I start fighting it immediately.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's that whole phrase of like meeting people where they're at.
Yeah.
Right. So if like somebody calls me and they're pissed or what, I just hear like in their voice that they're going through something. It's not my business to take them out. And also I can't. Like it's almost impossible. You can't just like pull someone out. You just get down there and you go, oh shit, man. Yeah. And then you talk it through, you relate to them, and then you, if they ask for it, give some advice.
Right.
But most people aren't asking for advice.
No,
Most
they
people
just want to vent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I think we're at the level where we could not just have a bunch of friends who are miserable and sit around complaining about their lives.
No.
I think, I think the perfect solution is get a quick vent session out
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
and then move on.
Yeah.
But you always see those groups of people who are just, oh, my sciatica hurts, oh, this hurts, that hurts.
Yeah, the Jews.
That will not be something I laugh at anymore. Although I will tell you something funny. I did a game night, and I, of course, as you know, I'm woke now, so I recycle.
Yes.
So all my paper has, former things on the back of it, and they're
Right.
mostly from comedy. So I had to grab papers for people to write their answers on, and they're like, "What's on the back of this?" And it's like, oh, thank God for the Jews. They keep the Arabs away. Wow. Look at the Arab lady. You're allowed to laugh. Your husband isn't here. Like shit like that. And they're like, what is this? And I'm like, that's just roast stuff, man. I was like, that's
Dude, I was a different person then.
yeah,
Like,
but it's
I'm just
still
not that
fucking
person.
funny. I'm sorry.
It's by the way, it's very good.
Of course it's great.
It's very
but,
good.
But isn't it funny, like how we just, and that's again back then, man. That's like probably 30, no, maybe 20 years ago, 15 years ago. I would have been so defensive about every joke.
Yeah.
And I would have been complaining like, oh, why can't I get away with this? And being surrounded with miserable comics at the table at the Comedy Cellar. And
Right.
it's like, instead, we got to sometimes vent, get in, get out. And then we kind of are brought up by just getting it out.
Yeah.
Don't be a miserable.
Don't be.
You want to be around people who are constantly positive, but not
in a
in an
weird,
obnoxious way, but always just like, okay, so what's the next thing that we're going to do and how are we
Right.
going to get there? And, people who have ambition and want it. You know what I mean? You don't want to be around people who are constantly blaming and playing a victim.
Well, blaming is rough to be around, and that's a lot of where Misery Loves Company comes in,
Yeah.
because they love going, well, who's at fault?
Right.
And instead of them always going, it's us, because
Right.
we're ultimately responsible for everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we don't have to be miserable.
No.
We could bring ourselves out. Just get it out, get in, get out, and freaking bring yourself up.
Yeah. And the reality is you're never a victim. I mean, maybe
No.
that's another podcast, but
Right.
like,
Yeah.
really,
I'm down to talk about that.
yeah, I really don't think you ever are. I think you can own like something that's happened to you or something that's going on in your life that's really hard, but you can't, sit there and be victimized by it and blame that for everything
By the
that's
way,
happened. There's a lot of people that are never going to get on their feet after COVID, and they're just going to make that the excuse for the next decade.
Like everything was
right.
going the right way.
But
and
I
then-
don't think there's anything wrong with talking about your plight. But
No.
then going, when I'm dig deep into this, then I could pull myself out in a
Yes.
way. So, because I have a real hot button about being around women who complain about their husbands or boyfriends.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, there's no victims, there's just volunteers. Like, why
Yeah.
are you there? Why are you in that house? But they love yentering it up with each other, having these little coffee clatches where he made me do the anal. Oh, he's so
He
cheap.
made me- Was
it's-
that the conversation me and Bo were having?
Yes.
You crashed it?
Yes, that's it. So yeah, it's just like I don't like the groups of the miserable group. I like. Oh, let me tell you one quick thing about that asshole I date. But he's a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
guy. Let's move on.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've all been around these men who are like, all women this. The minute
Yeah.
we're going all anybody insert
All
blame
anything,
here,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
it's never true.
All claims
Right.
matter.
I don't think they do, but we do need a sticker that says that.
Yeah,
I think what we have
All
to do
clams
is
matter.
we got to get a bunch of like sound drops from these things and make stickers and sell them.
Absolutely.
I think that'd be so great.
I'm down.
Do all clams matter though? Next. on Losers with a Dream.
Well, you put some Tabasco on them.
It's very true.
You know what I mean? A little
Now-
lemon.
He's such an Italian.
Let's go to the diner.
So I think, we're hungry. So we'll leave you with the final thought. Trade your expectations for appreciation, and your life will change. Tweet it, bitches. That's true,
Every
though.
once in a while,
Everybody, that was Lisa's final thought.
every once in a while, a normal man must be tempted to hoist the black flag and begin to slit some throats.
I don't know what any of that means, but I don't agree.
It's my favorite quote.
Rate, review, subscribe, release, hand jive.
Do not follow me on Instagram.
Don't follow Beau. Follow
We
me
take it all.
and tell
Follow
me,
me.
Tell me what a has-been I truly am. I can embrace that.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening to Losers with a Dream. We'll see you next week when you got more time to kill. Fucking hate these guys.